Hello, I'm Paul Davis. I produce, write the scripts for, and play the late Mark Twain in Mark Twain, Surviving the 21st Century. Before we get to episode 1, I'd like to share with you why I'm making this series. Put simply, I'm making this series in response to how fair and honest news reporting turned into fake news in 1988, and how that has polarized our economy, enabling the top 1% to take America in a direction that is, well, literally eliminating the middle class and destroying fair practices in business, education, and healthcare in every city and township across this once great landscape we call the United States. To understand what I mean here, let's start with something you already know about, something you probably already use, and something you probably love: YouTube. YouTube was founded on February 14, 2005 by Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jod Karam. At that time, these three geniuses worked for PayPal. Their collective vision was to allow all of us to post videos to the world for fun, and to return the fair flow of honest information to media. You see, broadcast stations by 2005 had already been gobbled up by 3 entertainment companies. How'd that happen? Simple. In 1988, Ronald Reagan, the father of fake news, abolished the Fairness Doctrine. Here's how it all went down and why it matters. In the first years of television, way back in 1949, the Federal Communications Commission established the Fairness Doctrine, which required TV stations to present both sides' opinions in the rare event they weren't just reporting straight news. Imagine that, TV stations only reporting real and honest news. Before 1988, you could actually trust newscasters. Until 1988, any person or company who owned a TV station could only own one station and could not also own a newspaper in the same market. In 1988, not a single entertainment company had anything to do with TV stations or newspapers. You see, what happened was this. When a Democrat-controlled Congress passed a bill to reinstate the Fairness Doctrine in 1987, Reagan vetoed that bill. He killed the doctrine. Reagan's White House team then forced the FCC to remove all fairness and honesty practices in place for all broadcasters and media all across America. You can look this up. I'm reporting facts here. How could this all happen, you might ask? It happened because Ronald Reagan had such a kind and warm voice that America trusted him. What followed after Reagan's veto was not good either. Local stations started getting gobbled up by huge corporations. Immediately, Fox News and other top 1% owned mega corporations rose to power. I remember clearly the day in 1988 that Fox News bought KTVU Channel 2, a locally owned station in Oakland, California. Today, all across the nation, 3 mega entertainment companies owned by the top 1% control all written broadcast media in the United States. What's even worse? When you search the news on your smartphone or your pad or your computer, your search is probably being redirected or steered to the site that pays your local internet provider the most money to steer you to their biased top 1% owned site. And yes, the internet today is also owned by 3 companies, and the present FCC allows these mega corporations to make deals with each other so that at most 2 and sometimes 0 internet providers are available to you in your neighborhood. Rich neighborhoods get 2 providers of fast internet service. Poor neighborhoods sometimes have no decent internet service at all. This resulted from round 2 of Washington, D.C.'s demolition of the Fairness Doctrine in the form of the deregulation of the internet and the death of internet neutrality. Again, not good for the bottom 99%. Getting back to YouTube, in October of 2006, just a year after it was started, Google purchased YouTube for $1.6 billion. Google then took control of YouTube, which is now steered by the top 1% and sadly no longer a voice of the people as the three founders had planned. Same thing is going on at Facebook and at Twitter. Through this series, Mark Twain, Surviving the 21st Century, I'm hoping to share some simple ways to start taking back control of our local media, governments, and our lives. Okay, there you go. Now you have some backstory on why I am producing Mark Twain, Surviving the 21st Century.